Well, this should be a word to the wise when you get into this YouTube game of, quote, exposing the grifter, that label and accusation will get thrown back upon you. Now, I have, despite some rumors, never really asked directly for money. If you guys can help out with the channel memberships or super chats or whatever, grateful. I will be putting up some new things like whatever it is, buy me, Venmo, cash, whatever, but it's up to you. But I may have to do an explicit call for help soon because it is rough out here. But Marilyn has jumped the shark, and she's lying as usual. She did ask for money a few times, but now she's asking directly for her family to be helped. It does seem like an actual legit dire situation, so it's a little complicated. So I'm going to try to be good faith, but it is very murky what is happening. So what is the deal? The basic background, and this is not, I think, being brutal, this is an accurate label. She's basically Aaron Smith-Levin's lapdog. And I was wondering if Aaron was going to help. And yes, he's shared the post on his channel. Aaron has, to put it mildly, a very big ego and also one of the largest channels devoted to Scientology, quote, anti-Scientology. He's not really an anti-Scientology activist. He's just what he is. He's just kind of an egomaniac, drinks a lot, does these weird rants, so on and so forth. He did a few good videos back in the day, but for the most part, he just promotes himself. So Marilyn is one of his ideological lieutenants in his weird, bizarre, personality-based fascist cult. If you think I'm being labeling people, no, I've done tons and tons of videos showing the evidence. So the guy is off the deep end. So Marilyn is asking for help from the family perspective because her daughter apparently has a few foster children. And it's a little confusing because I know Marilyn is in Vermont, right? And I think the daughter's in Massachusetts. And not to be into stereotypes, but if you're an American, you probably know this, but if you're not American, I'll do this very quickly. But in terms of welfare benefits and generosity of welfare benefits, I should know a little bit about this. I was on food stamps for a while. So people have this weird image that welfare is just a free truckload of money. It's not like that. They do test for it. You have to go through forms. It's not automatic free money, and it's not tons of cash. So there are restrictions. But I do know if you have children, and again, depends on the state, but those states in particular tend to be very generous. So apparently the official record is this. So get ready for it. These are the facts. In Massachusetts, the daily stipend, I'm going to obviously edit to save time. It's around 33 to 39 per day. Okay, that's according to the MassGov, the official website. And you also get some benefits depending on age group. So ages 0 to 5, it's $33.27 per day. Ages 6 to 12, $37.71. Sorry. Ages 13 and older, $39.40. And there we go. So depending on your count, and I believe these are 3 children. So at this point, Marilyn's daughter should be getting $99 per day, if not more. So it should be $99 to $100 per day, 30 days in a month. Yeah, that adds up. That's like $3,000 and $36,000 within the year. And this does not include other benefits, right? Free food, so on and so forth. Maryland literally has a charity devoted to handing out, clothing for winter and things like that. And Marilyn really hasn't given details. He just says he's very thankful for support. The daughter will put out a letter, I guess, as a direct appeal to get the funds. But it's all a little iffy. I mean, just not a lot of details. Well, where's the money going? Why do they need the money? So on and so forth. Just, I need money. I need money now. Children, give me the monies. And so on and so forth. And, and again, I may take this hit too if I, quote, do a direct deal for the money and the funds. But she's now below 6,000 subscribers. Granted, it might not be the direct appeal for money. It's just that Marilyn's content has always been, frankly, fairly lazy. And she also got herself into a lot of trouble. Yeah, she's also, no nice way of putting it. She's pro-Nazi and pro-racist. She decided to hook up with some racists and Nazis and defending them and promoting their work. And again, I'll be totally fair and frank. I was allied with those people. And to put it mildly, the last couple of months have been a back and forth about, well, where exactly do you stand? And the nicest reaction you can get is that basically putting out a lot of racist jokes when asked, well, where do you guys stand with the whole neo-Nazi issue? And saying just a lot of jokes and racist jokes and jokes about gay people and trans people and the feminism. So a lot of X-rated jokes about this or that. And there we are. Added to this, one of Marilyn's friends, Susie, apparently has a big financial scandal in her background, and she was arrested with a judge and everything. And Susie did not deny it, saying, yes, this did happen, but I really don't care. Anyway, it was settled decades ago. So there's a bit of a money scandal that she has on her hands, but that's from back in the day. And but I do know that Susie never really talked about it, so she had to be forced to talk about it because someone was like, it looks like you have a little bit of a money scandal. What's going on here? And Susie, who's also very pro-Nazi and pro-racist, and by the way, that is not an exaggeration. She has a direct message where she says, one of the controversies was someone having Nazi tattoos, and Susie's like, I like you with them Nazi tattoos. Not in spite of them, but with them. Yeah. So there we are. Again, we live in a complex world, so what was the one factor that really is hampering Marilyn's growth? I don't know, but she's lost quite a few people over the last couple of weeks, which is puzzling because she gained a lot of people going against Reese and Tommy Scoville and trying to do exposés against them. And again, some of the work there was solid, and I boosted that work where it was done very well, but for the most part, Marilyn does very low, very, very cheap, dirty, ugly propaganda for Aaron. And I don't think people have just woken up, oh, Aaron's propaganda. I think it's a combination of all these things, the scandals, the racism, the Nazism, and just now asking for money, as well as the sheer laziness. And in fact, I was originally going to do the video mainly about this, but, and again, it's not worth criticizing too much. Many YouTubers do this now where you will put out some long content, maybe 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 minutes, and then just repackage it into 5, 6 minute, like 3-minute bite-sized portions. And you're allowed to do that. It's not violating YouTube policies, but it is looked upon very lazily. I know one massive YouTuber, he put up the same video within the space of several weeks. Literally, put up the same video, no changes, no editing, nothing, just the same video, hashed out on the same exact video. So Marilyn isn't as bad. She had like an hour-long talk and then just sliced it back into 40 minutes and acted like, new content. And I thought like, okay, I'll be curious. Maybe this is a new interview. Nope, it was the same thing. I was like, hey, this is just the same thing. You just edit it to a shorter version, and that's it. That's all she did. Oh, and by the way, this is not a woman who works. Her husband works, but from what we can see, she just stays at home. So you're like, you can just get a job. Why can't you just get a job and help your daughter? That's what she says to me, by the way, saying, why don't you just get a job? Why don't you do that? Stop being lazy. Get a job. Why are you on YouTube for the money? You get a job now. Okay, why don't you get a job now? Well, she's special. She's the queen. And there we are. So, I don't know, but she is below 6,000. Again, it's not a massive drop. It's like 5,990 some people. It could just be a few people. Again, YouTube is very weird. What triggers being up or down, right? You can have, like I have at this point, it's like some 90 some subscribers, but if I reach just a little bit more, I'll be back into 2,600 subscribers. It's very weird how they do the math. Even if you're like over that amount, they don't track it precisely. So I could have, let's say in the future, 2,600, say 4 subscribers. They don't count the 4 subscribers. That doesn't show up. You have to see the YouTube channel for yourself. So it's not an exact science. These could be projections. It could just be she lost 3, 4, 5 people, not that many people, but she has numerically lost dozens of people over the last several months, and she gained a few people too, let's be fair. And what's really ironic is Aaron is gaining people. Now, his channel has plus 240,000 people. It has 242,000 people. It actually lost about 10,000 people. So it can't just be hatred or disgust with Aaron because some new people are going over to his side. She is so close to Aaron. I mean, they do stuff all the time together. Aaron was recently on a stream that was very controversial where one of Aaron's friends did a drunken rant threatening a child as well as threatening the father of the child. So there you go. That's the Marilyn content for you. Drunken rants, just chopping down the old content, and grifting directly now for the money. Why don't you get a job? Why don't you do that, boy? Okay, we can ask now the same question to you, Marilyn. Why don't you just get a job? Why are you asking for the money? Get a job. It's magic, right? You just step outside the door, get a job, the money's going to pour in, right? Why don't you do that? Why don't you do that? I don't know. But many questions to ask.